So we will move towards the next point of the first chapter, rotational dynamics, that is derivation, expression for time period of conical pendulum. Okay, what is conical pendulum? We have familiar with the pendulum. We have heard a word pendulum. What is pendulum? It is a heavy bob, spear, which is tied to a thread, which is weightless and inextensible. Okay, it is weightless and inextensible, and if we just give a motion, then the pendulum starts to oscillate to and fro. That is called a simple pendulum. We have already learned the simple pendulum in lower standards. Okay, now we are going to learn a conical pendulum. What is conical pendulum? The simple pendulum. Okay, yeah, I have the simple pendulum, but I am not oscillating it in the to and fro manner. I am oscillating it in a circle. I am oscillating it in a circular manner. So I am giving it a just motion so that it moves in a circular form. So in horizontal space it moves it traces a circle, and if you see the string, that string, it traces nothing but a cone. It traces nothing but a cone. So what is definition of conical pendulum? Conical pendulum is a simple pendulum in which is given such a motion that bob describes a horizontal circle and string describes a cone. What is conical pendulum? It is just a simple pendulum which is given a motion in such a way that the bob describes a horizontal circle and the string describes a cone. Such a motion of a simple pendulum is called as a conical pendulum. You can see the figure here. Suppose here it is a bob. That bob is performing a circle in horizontal plane, and this is a thread, string, which makes a cone. Okay, so this is a conical pendulum. Okay, now we are going to derive the expression for time period of conical pendulum. Okay, what is time period? Time required by a pendulum to complete one oscillation, one such circular motion, one revolution is called as time period. Okay, now from the figure, if you see the figure, consider that conical pendulum, bob of conical pendulum is given such a motion that it is performing a circular motion. It is attached to a rigid support. This is a string which is having a tension T0. That string is making a certain angle with a vertical, this is called a semi-vertical angle theta, and this is nothing but a radius r. Okay. Now if you see the forces which are acting on this conical pendulum, so you can see the weight of that bob. The bob has certain weight, and weight is always acting downward. So weight mg is vertically downward. Okay, and a tension in the string, as bob is heavy, so it creates certain tension in the string. There is a certain force that is called as tension in the string, and that tension is along the string, in the string, and it is along the string. So weight mg, which is vertically downward, and tension T0 due to the tension of the string, which is directed along the string. Okay. Now if you see, this tension T0 is inclined. The tension T0 is inclined. So we have to resolve this tension. We have learned how to resolve the forces along the vertical direction and along the horizontal direction. So we are resolving this tension T0 along vertical direction and along horizontal direction. So when we resolve, the vertical component of this tension is T0 cos theta, and horizontal component of this tension is T0 sin theta. Okay. Now if you see from the figure, this is T0 cos theta, T0 sin theta, this is weight mg, and this is the centripetal force which is required or given to the bob so that bob is moving in the circular motion. Okay. Now if you see, this T0 cos theta is balanced by weight mg. So weight mg and T0 cos theta are opposite to each other, vertically opposite to each other. See, it is upward, it is downward. So it is balancing. So T0 cos theta is vertically upward, which balances a weight mg. And this T0 sin theta, what does T0 sin theta do? It provides a necessary centripetal force which is required to perform a circular motion. So T0 sin theta provides necessary centripetal force, that is nothing but mr omega square. So from this I can write here, so if we equate T0 cos theta equal to mg, T0 cos theta equal to mg, and T0 sin theta equal to mr omega square. Now divide equation 2 by 1. Divide equation 2 by 1. What we get? T0 sin theta upon T0 cos theta equal to mr omega square upon mg. Now from here T0 will get cancelled. Will get cancelled. What is remaining? Sin theta upon cos theta equal to r omega square upon g. Now take this g this side and r here, so we get g sin theta upon r cos theta equal to omega square. Now just interchange, so what we get? Omega square equal to g sin theta upon r cos theta, and if you take a square root of it, we get omega equal to g is under root of g sin theta upon r cos theta. This is the expression for angular velocity of a bob performing angular velocity of a conical pendulum. Okay, this is the expression for angular velocity because omega is an angular velocity. Now further we will remove the expression for time period. Expression for omega is equal to under root of g sin theta upon r cos theta. Okay, but if you see the figure, that figure which was drawn, in that figure, in the triangle ACB, if you apply a sine of theta, what you get? Opposite upon hypotenuse. And what is opposite? Is nothing but a radius, and hypotenuse is nothing but the length of the string, that is L. So r upon L. So we get sin theta equal to r upon L. So from this we get r equal to L sin theta. What we get? R equal to L sin theta. If you put it in that previous formula of omega, what we get? G sin theta upon r cos theta. In place of r, I have substituted this value, that is L sin theta into cos theta. Now sin theta get cancelled. What is left? G upon L cos theta. That is the value of the omega. But we have studied, we have the formula of angular velocity. What is the formula of angular velocity? 2 pi upon t. Okay. So what is t? If you take t this side, we get t is equal to 2 pi upon omega. So if you put here, then what we get? T is equal to 2 pi upon value of omega g upon L cos theta. G upon L cos theta. So t is equal to 2 pi. If you take it, invert it, then we get under root of L cos theta upon g. This is formula for time period of conical pendulum. This is the formula for time period of conical pendulum. Now we have to derive the formula for the frequency. Now we know that time period and frequency are inverse of each other, reciprocal of each other. Okay, so n is equal to 1 upon t. Is equal to 1 upon t. So if you put 1 upon value of the t, that is 2 pi under root L cos theta upon g. So we get n equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root of g upon L cos theta. So this is the expression for time period and frequency of conical pendulum.